Secret BH Ultimate Collection. Doesn't matter what your hair goals are, this luxurious and protein-rich collection includes coconut milk shampoo, coconut oil conditioner, coconut moisturizer spray, and coconut hair mask. And that's mainly all you need to take your hair from dry and brittle to hydrated and healthy. Our hair is our crown, ladies and gentlemen, and you should treat it like it is. Get your order right now by visiting bellsecret.org today. This is funny. I got to get the fork out. This is funny. So, R.Kelly, of course, we've talked about this. I've been keeping y'all updated. He's in Chicago facing more charges, okay? And this time, the little girl, Sparkle's niece, okay, she done blew the off the head. She done said, Sparkle told me to sit down, okay? So after Sparkle done did the documentary, all the interviews, advocating for a niece and shit like that. It's called getting in front of the story before it get out to tell your narrative, because you knew one day that your niece was going to come out and bust all y'all asses out, okay? But this time she did it in federal court in Chicago, in the very court y'all wouldn't allow her to testify in when she was 14. Now, this shit it can't get no worse, okay? And so listen, he's in court again. His lawyer has advised him that it would be wise to fight the case, and they're gonna give him 60 years this time, okay? So the 14-year-old that was in the tape has confirmed that it was her. She's 37 years old. Said that her auntie, who was his artist, and her father, who was his band member, okay, that he paid and continued to pay even after he found out that his daughter, or he say he found out, but he knew, was R.Kelly while he was downstairs paying the guitar. Yeah. She done came and told everything. Not Lisa Van Dyke. Her name Lisa Van Allen, but we're going to call her Lisa Van Dyke, okay? She doesn't want to admit that she still somehow feels that she was a victim herself. This bitch is not a victim. This bitch is a convenient victim, which means if it's convenient enough for the check, because she was an adult who on and off went back to R. Kelly when the money was getting low. Okay? She willingly participated in threesomes with young girls that were underage that she knew. She willingly sat in documentaries to brag about it and say, yeah, we did threesomes. I felt like he abused me. But you got to leave anytime you wanted to because you was grown. You weren't young like the other ones. You was a grown-ass woman. But you was going to the beauty supply store every other week to get new wigs to change out for this, okay? And jelly sandals. Out of here, okay? You knew. You was a grown-ass and you had a child. You was taken there too, knowing that you was having threesomes with children with him. And this bitch gets to take the stand to testify and think that R. Kelly's lawyers ain't gonna come for her because she somehow done got immunity in exchange for sitting down to testify against him to say that I was an adult too who came and left and brought my child when I came. He brought milk for the child, but we didn't my child. We somebody else's child. And this child was a child that just testified, which was Sparkle's niece. Because that's what he wanted. Because she wanted to fulfill, as a grown-ass woman, a R&B superstar's fantasy. And when it didn't suit her convenience anymore, now all of a sudden, you're a victim. The child is a victim. You're a victim too, although you ate the child's pussy. I cannot with this shit. I cannot. Teddy, I forgot to even introduce you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's like it's more wild, and then she got the audacity to tell R. Kelly's lawyers she's exhausted. She can't take no more rigorous questions. Please, I don't want to be here tomorrow for day 2. But bitch, you showed up. You don't want to be there for tomorrow for day 2 to help put your boyfriend in jail and look him in the face and lie, knowing you was on your Drea Kelly shit trying to be a wife. Yeah. But you showed up on time for the surviving R. Kelly. 1 and 2, you showed up on time for all your Dr. Oz, goddamn Dr. Phil interviews and shit. Your Vlad interviews. You showed up on time for them checks. But now, when shit done hit the fan, you don't want to be here, bitch. You showed up on time when he said be here, okay, with your beauty supply store wig on and your jelly sandals. Take them off and eat this little girl, the baby girl pussy. You was there plenty of times, bitch. You wasn't tired then. Why you tired now and you can't testify? Man, out of here. Moving on. This is why they don't like me on social media. This is why they don't like me. This is funny. This is really funny. Okay, so let me make sure I say her show name right real quick. So everybody want to be a podcaster. Everybody want to be a talk show host. I thought she just wanted to be a rich princess and wife. Unfortunately, not. She got a lot to say. Okay, Meghan Markle. Let me see if is it called Archery? I think she named her show Archery. Let me see. Meghan Markle's new podcast. We're gonna give her a little bit of clout over here. Okay. So Meghan Markle's new podcast dethrones Joe Rogan's #1 spot on Spotify. Okay. And so let me tell you the name of this podcast. Archetypes. That's how she named it, Archetypes, after her son. Okay. I guess the talk show gonna be named after their next kid. I don't know. I don't know. Should I have called this show Tantu and Lemme? I don't know. Okay. I thought maybe she just wanted to sit at home and be the pretty wife, married to a prince. He has swept her off, but instead she want to get out here and put boring, dry ass shows. I tried to listen to the show. She had Serena Williams as her first guest. First of all, any friends that watch tennis together are f***ing boring, okay? Are f***ing boring. Although my daughter plays tennis, I can't watch it. What am I watching? I can do ping pong, but tennis, and listen. This is no shade to Serena. Serena has dominated the industry. That shit is historical. We're talking legendary. I just can't watch the shit. I can't. Just like I can't watch golf. I'm just standing there to watch you put this and then you can't talk. You got to follow the ball. They can't yell. They go, Okay, so she decides to bring her good friend, Serena. And now, she was given a bulk of money. You understand, she has a lot of money behind her. Look who she's married to. All that bullshit that was going on down there in the palace. You motherfucking right they was going to get this bitch a talk show, okay? Especially after her suing publications, okay, for getting the story wrong. She decides to start a podcast to get the motherfucking story right. But does she get up there to talk about what happened in the palace as we thought she was, and why 11 million people decided to listen to her show as opposed to this racist show? Well, he ain't no racist. I don't think Joe Rogan a racist, but that's what people calling him. Did you get my drift here? So the hype is Meghan Markle's show Archetypes has dethroned Joe Rogan, somebody who has held the #1 spot, okay, for over 15 years. Now, I don't even know if Spotify been out that long, but they said the podcast has been banked. Oh, no, last 3 years. I'm exaggerating. Last 3 years, okay? And so I'm sitting back thinking, now I listened to the show. There was nothing. There was nothing in that show that was remotely listenable, okay? All I heard was two women talking about how stressful it was to be businesswomen and celebrities, okay? But they talked about it in a matter in which you got to have a certain level of education to get it. It's not for the everyday woman, bitch. If you was raised in Masalina Projects, this is not the podcast for you. Don't go. This is like reading a boring-ass, dry book about a writer who rents a cabin on the lake to go out and try to figure out what in the they're going to write. This is what this show sounded like. I'm trying to figure out what in the they're talking about, okay? But because I have a little bit of education, I got that shit. I'm like, why couldn't y'all just say, instead of saying, there's this like there's this complex when it comes to diversity, and the diversity kind of has this this like just straight line point of view, and which kind of opens up just this new way of like life, and and then we're seeing life from the perspective of you being married to a CFO and I being married to someone who comes from a long list of, I'm like, bitch, why couldn't you just say it was hard being a wife to while you was an entrepreneur? Why you just couldn't say that? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I'm like, her and Serena just sat here with this bubbly, this just open-minded, I don't know. I can't even put it into words because they couldn't put it into words. You know what I'm saying? And now everybody's like, oh, Joe Rogan is done. Oh, the black woman has came through. She don't claim to be black. This one here doesn't claim. She didn't say two black women were hosting that podcast. She said one white woman, one black woman, which was her and Serena. She don't claim to be black. Her son not black. Okay? But how dare they say that just because you done had one show, that you done marketed, they done put a lot of money behind your ass because they thought you was going to come up there and read your mother father for telling all them lies on you, but instead you want to get up there and say in so many words that it's hard being an entrepreneur and a wife in the public eye, but you said it like you lived in a mother textbook your whole life and you from the trailer park. I just don't get this. I don't get this shit. Joe Rogan gonna be back on top. I get 3 episodes and they're gonna be like, oh, well, that fell through. You know why? It's consistency. You know why? It's experience. This is not experience, okay? Soon as Archie has a fever, you're not going to get the podcast. Moving on.